Hello. So this is the immersive learning, and what we're going to talk about here specifically will be a virtual reality type lesson. But the three biggest ones that I think are most beneficial to the learning environment, be it specific to a class, for a target audience of prospective students learning Spanish to be proficient at the novice high to intermediate mid level on the ACTFL scale. This is the American Council for Teaching a Foreign Language, which ranges from novice low all the way to distinguished. Novice low to intermediate mid is the seventh grade to junior in high school level. But the three most important ones for that target audience would be simulation. So this could be anything. If you had a lesson for per se that was all about shopping, you could have a lesson that's an immersive learning lesson where you have the kids actually create their own stores and then do a day where they have to shop with each other. Half the class will be shopping, half the class is presenting their store, and then they flip flop. That's a type of simulation you could do. It's a real world experience, allowing them to use the target language in a way that would be beneficial going into real life. The next one is gamification. This has been something that's just been blowing up in every classroom, I think, and even in online learning. Some of the simple gamification sites that most of you probably know about would be things like GimKit, Kahoot, Quizlet Live, Blookit, so on and so forth. But gamification is really anything you want it to be, and you can create your own games, be it online or for in person, that are very immersive for the students. And then the one that we're going to focus on today is the virtual reality tour. And I'll get into the explanation here so you can understand it a little bit better. But the title of this lesson is Comparisons of Spain and Colorado Using Virtual Reality. So the objectives are learners are going to be able to compare and contrast Spain and Colorado in target language. Target language for this class would be Spanish. Obviously, you could do any country of origin with a state or city in the United States to make it more comparable, but this is for Spanish. So the tech needed is just a VR headset and then a worksheet, which I know saying just a VR headset, a lot of districts don't have the funds for it. And definitely teachers aren't going to buy their own classroom sets. But this is definitely something that would be beneficial to have to do lessons like this. My district does. I am planning on using this in my classroom this year, and I'm very, very excited. And then the worksheet, if part of preparation, so the preparation would be just the virtual tour of capital of Colorado, virtual tour of capital Spain. So actually you have to look through and find and make sure you find a good virtual tour in the actual virtual reality headset, because there's a bunch out there actually from what I've been seeing. So you want to make sure you find a good one for the class, and then create those questions that you could do before and after, where you're discussing or maybe they're answering on a worksheet. Just depends on what you have available and if it's online or in person. And then the implementation is just going to be asking students those questions, having that discussion, or having them respond to them on that worksheet. Trying your best to do it in the target language. Again, the more that we use the target language is going to be very beneficial for them. Then doing the virtual tours with the students. There's a variety of ways you could go about this, depending on the age group. If your class is a little older, maybe you are in high school, they might be able to do it on their own. Being in junior high, there's actually a way for me to lead them through the tour through my own headset, and that's what I would be doing, is actually leading them through the tour and explaining things in the target language, so that way they could make the comparisons after in a better way, and then having them do those questions after.